quill do?
Not much.
Depends on where you hit them.
I was going to say, who's using it? You or Otto?
You can't
Great
even apply
question.
your
Also,
strength because it'll just bend.
What is it dipped in?
And what is it dipped in? Is it dipped in ink? Is it in blood? Is it dipped in a bucket of guts with a goblin skeleton in? I don't know.
Perhaps a river of feces.
Oh, the river of feces
going
would
all
be
Britain on him.
disgustingly good. That'd be disgustingly good. And with that, the end times are nigh. And if you're stabbing people with quills of feces, they're probably here. But tonight, the Empire maybe endures. Welcome to the Grimdark Chronicles, our playthrough of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th edition and the historic campaign, The Enemy Within. I am your GM, Brad, trying to drive these degenerate shit quill taking folks through Enemy and Shadows. And I'm joined tonight by Kyle playing Sigmund, Eric playing Otto, Mike playing Krappa, Alex playing Luca, and Justin playing Berkey. None of this would be possible without our neighbors to the north, darkforgemedia.com, who make our entire intro video. They support our entire show. Go show them some love, just like they show us some love. And if you want to feel as fancy as the gold-plated doors of the Merchants Guild of Bogenhafen, go to baronadice.com. Use code DEADSONS. Get 5% off your order at checkout. And you will have a better haggle than any of these guys did while negotiating through Bogenhafen this season.
It would have been bad.
It would have been bad. With that, let's talk about what happened last time in the Empire. So, gentlemen, you had made your way to the town hall to talk to Counselor Tugin. You had been guided back to speak to him. I don't know why my watch just started talking about Counselor Tugin. Got some chaos going on over here. You've been guided back to his office to speak to him. You shared some wine, had a quick conversation, had a lot of paranoia, Luca. And after having said conversation and learning what you could, he mentioned that, he agreed with your potential concern that maybe the Ordo Septenarius was the target of something, and recommended you go speak to the Guild Master of the Merchants Guild, Friedrich Magirius, about what the Ordo Septenarius was, and what they do. After a shopping montage during your travels back to the Merchants Guild, upon which you got some armor fixed, picked up some soft kits, did a few other things. I think Otto's completely out of money at this point. Luca spoke to the Sylvanians about being able to perform again that night. You made your way to the Merchants Guild, dealt with the pretentious clerk, and ended up meeting Friedrich Magirius, who heard your entire story. Or at least everything that was shared up until Sigmund cut Otto off so he didn't talk about a demon. At which point he said, let me take you to dinner. So as we pick up today, you're looking at the beautiful Golden Trout, the fanciest inn and tavern within the city. It is 2 stories. It is... how to explain this? So the Golden Trout itself is 2 stories. The entrance to the dining hall is on one side. The entrance to some of the quarters are on the other. As it is, as you can see based on what I'm showing you here, there are bedrooms, there are dining spaces. It is absolutely meant for the highest dollar class, highest status. As the doors opened, you had been told or seen a liveried, uniformed butler who was asking Friedrich if he wanted his usual table, realized how large your group was, and said, "Ooh, no, you need a bigger table." So you 6 have been guided to a table within the Golden Trout. Within this dining room, there are multiple tables of polished oak. This is not a tavern hall. These tables are in immaculate condition. The porters themselves bustle about, taking people's orders at their tables. Magirius sits down with each of you and says, "Order anything you like off the menu. Anything at all. It's on me. We'll talk business." But
Say less.
in the standard fare of business chat, we eat first, we talk business second. Dinner is no time for true business talk, but a full stomach leads to the best business. That's what my father always said. And with this, he snaps his fingers and the porter walks over. The menu has whatever you can imagine, seriously. Like, imagine a high-end steakhouse, a high-end anything. It's probably got it. So, If there's something in particular your character would want, great. If not, he'll order you guys the best of the best.
What's the highest caloric menu item? That's what I want to order.
Done. Fully understood. I'm going to think about what that is real quick because I did not expect that question. I should have.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna go with surf and turf.
Okay.
Brad, if it's possible, I got storytelling on my mind right now.
Okay.
While we wait for our food, I'm going to try my best to entertain this guy with the story of the Silk Road and how it came to be and how we cut across to Cathay to bring back silks and silvers and spices and all kinds of stuff because he's a merchant and I want to kind of connect with that.
Okay.
And about how Talea kind of opened up that route.
And if he's talking about an entertaining storytelling, I would like to help him with that, as I also am proficient in entertained storytelling, and just kind of cut in with like cool little snippets about the world that I've picked up on along the way.
Okay. Luca, add 10 to your roll.
So 30 total?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm actually going to ask about the Bretonian beef bourguignon.
I don't know what that is, but sure, that's the highest caloric meal, and you can absolutely order it.
They're the French ones, right? Bretonian?
Bretonians are heavily based on France, yes.
Before I roll this, I can only do 20 or 40, so I'm just going to do 20 and add 10.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a +4 with 51 under 94.
Beautiful. The Bretonian beef bourguignon gets brought up, and he says that's fantastic, and he orders it for everyone. Justin, to save you,
you won't regret this.
To save you, you're near a river, but you're not really near the ocean. So if you want the surf and turf, it's river fish. You can do it.
I mean, it's called the golden trout, so I assume
Trout. All right, done.
Yeah.
Surf and turfs, beef bourguignons.
We actually have
all
no trout here. It's just a name, sir.
It'll be like
a trout and short rib. I don't know.
Okay. In addition, he orders everyone glasses of wine.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yes.
Luca, you start going in and having this conversation about the Silk Road, and it steers the dinner conversation from the what you would have expected to have been like very irrelevant, like just politeness talk, to a very amicable and open conversation about the mechanisms of trade from other countries into the Empire using the Silk Road, whether it be the dwarfs, whether it be the Cathayans, whether it be the Ind, others, etc. And while you don't talk the business, you talk the history of business, and it's very obvious that he has an interest in this as well. So you guys kind of loosen the gears there a bit and steer that conversation.
That was the goal.
As the meal comes to an end, about an hour and a half later, he looks to the porter, and I want to highlight this. Throughout that meal, if your glass was emptied, he was ordering you a refill. So the question from me to you would be, how many glasses of wine would you have drank in 90 minutes?
Maybe
Let's find out.
Most one.
One. Okay, Berkey?
I mean, let's find out. I would do a consume alcohol test, assuming this is considered a party. I am a carouser, after all.
You are going to be doing consume alcohol. It's a different question, though. How many, in a 90-minute meal, how many glasses of wine do you think you would have drank?
90-minute meal? Probably 2.
2? Sigmund?
I'd say 2 or 3.
2 to 3? Okay. Luca?
I would also likely be 2 to 3 if I'm telling stories
3.
and stuff.
Krappa 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So Berkey, Sigmund, Krappa, Luca. Good God.
Loogie.
Give me a
Carbanti,
consume,
Luki.
give me a consume alcohol. Each of you will give me a consume alcohol at a challenging +0 because this is high quality wine and it is wine.
Yeah.
With one glass, give me a consume alcohol +20.
What's funny?
Dude, we all just got hammered.
Yeah, we did.
No, remember, you don't get drunk on one failure.
Well, I got 78 over 35.
Okay, this makes sense.
86 over 38.
Okay.
Dude.
Swifty.
85 over 43.
Okay.
It's good wine.
Everybody had an impressive failure, but you, Krappa, you had an astounding failure.
For real. I got blasted.
Otto, how'd you do?
90 over 38. So minus.
Honestly, fitting.
With one glass, golly.
So the wine that you're drinking,
Well, I guess -5. 4, because
minus
+20.
4. The wine that you're drinking is not like cheap Empire wine. You are at a high-end place, so you're drinking good wine.
First time I ever watered it down.
That's exactly it. It's not watered down. So with that, all of you feel by the end of this meal, after a couple glasses of wine, 2 to 3, Otto 1 for the warrior priest, you feel that start of that heady buzz. So as a reminder, first time you fail, it's just the base -10 to your tests. You don't get stinking drunk until you've had, can't remember if it's toughness bonus failures or 3 failures, and either way, we're not there yet. But with that, the meal comes to a close. Plates, silverware, ushered away. And Magirius looks to the porter and goes, "Bring me a decanter of the Bretonian brandy, please. Just bring the whole thing."
This guy's
The porter
trying to
goes,
lube us up.
"Okay." The porter walks away, comes back later with 6 small glasses and an entire decanter of brandy. And he pours a small bit into each, very much like sipping pours, not a shooting pour, and distributes them to everyone.
Okay.
I'm going to tell it right now. I'm not drinking anymore.
That's fine. He's still going to put it in front of you.
I know he is, but I'm just letting you, Brad, know. I was literally not touching anything.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you sitting next to me?
Sure. Yes, if you want to take it.
I'll slide it over to my side.
Okay. All right. So as this happens, though, he looks to all of you and he goes, "So I understand that there have been questions about the Ordo Septenarius and perhaps a bit of confusion, and I'd like to help alleviate some of those concerns. I suppose it is fairly natural. We do tend to keep what we're doing out of the limelight, but it's more concerning to me to hear that there are concerns that we are being targeted by something. That is quite concerning. The Ordo, just to give you guys the breakdown, share with you what we are. The Ordo Septenarius is a club, if you like. Most of the members, in fact, all of the members, are drawn from merchant families within the area. There are 49 members in total, 42 base members, and the inner council of 7, which are mostly the leaders of the different merchant guilds and merchant families. We each, myself included, represent the elite within the Merchants Guild, and we cooperate with each other in order to reap the greatest profit for everyone. So we try to help alleviate some of those competitive burdens you see in cities like Altdorf, Marienburg, Nuln, etc. A great example of that is how each of the 4 merchant houses have a speciality. House Hagen, all of the luxury goods. House Tugen, all of the space and storage, etc. Now, within that, we make numerous donations to all of the different temples. We run a soup kitchen over in the pit, the poor district, as it were, for all of those who have need. And we also help fund the entire Temple of Shalia to ensure that they have what they need to take care of those people. So there are various reasons why we do what we do. And there are various reasons why we prefer to remain nameless, quite honestly. We don't want everyone to know how much money we have and what we're pushing it into the community for. But with many of our members being prominent figures, like myself, and as you've noticed, like Mr. Tugen, there are people who stand to benefit if they understood what we do and could manipulate or coerce pressures upon us to try to get their certain ways. So we try to keep who we are and what we do a bit more discreet, if that makes sense. We also wish to avoid the obvious of accusations of bribery and other things like that. We don't take bribes for votes. We don't take bribes for what we do. We just try to give back. And again, work together to ensure that each of us have the profit to do so.
Brad, through his explaining of this, would my embezzling talent give me any insight into ways that this organization would be worth their while more than what he's describing?
Give me an intuition roll.
All right.
And add your levels of embezzler to your success levels.
Okay. So +1. So, yeah, +1.
So the 30 under 35 plus 0, you had the success level. There you go. You got a +1. Nothing stands out to you as being on the nose obvious of like, here, we're going to manipulate this. But as an embezzler, as somebody who understands how money flows, they've created monopolies where each of the families has a dominating presence over one portion of the industry. It is very easy to see how that could create opportunity for backhanded deals, coin to flow, things like that.
So that's what I want Sigmund to ask about is, obviously you guys have a written or unwritten distribution of, hey, you're responsible for this segment, right? Mm-hmm. You're responsible for the luxury goods. You're responsible for storage, whatever it is. What are the feelings about, hey, if a family wants to say, we want to start dabbling in luxury goods, but we don't, right? What's the vibe if a family starts doing that?
That is a wonderful question. So for anyone to get into the business of selling and trading goods, they have to have the writ from the Merchants Guild of permission. Regardless, they must be a member of the guild. All merchants within Bogenhafen are members of the guild. That is part of where the order comes into play. That helps prevent those exact issues. Now, if you were to come to me and say, I would like to open a shop to sell luxury goods, we would probably, I haven't seen us disapprove a request for a shop yet. We'd get you into the Merchants Guild. We'd probably have a quick talk with the Hagen family and Tugan family and say, how do we help create a space where you are able to deal in what you deal in, they can deal in what they deal in, and everyone profits at the end of it all. So we try to resist and avoid the overlap because the only people who actually reap the benefits of that overlap are not the people who need it the most. When we are unable to function as we do, we can't help take care of the poor and sick of the community as best as we do now. Imagine that you created a shop that did the exact same thing as my shop, but there was a whole other avenue right next door that would have been perfect. We could have helped coerce it together and had you profiting that way, I'm profiting this way, and then we turn around and we funnel those extra funds back into the Temple of Shalia, taking care of those people in the pit.
Interesting choice of words. Good. Has there been instances in the past where there's been new entrants or maybe established entity has said, you want to know what? I want a bigger piece of this pie.
I mean, of course, the family's always, we are, if nothing else, flawed humans under Sigmar's grace. We do occasionally wish for more than what we have, but that is part of the purpose of the Merchants Guild. And one of the things the Order does very well, with 49 members, it's very hard for anyone to not have representation.
May I?
Of course. Also, at this point, if your brandy's gone, he is refilling them.
I have to. I'm slowing on the brandy here.
Yeah, I can't fuck with more debuffs.
I didn't think about that.
It's great that you give back. That's amazing. With how great you have shown us that your organization is, who would be out to ruin that name? What kind of enemies would have been made along the way?
I'm not sure. I mean, our cooperation in the mercantile ventures is bound to incite a certain amount of bad feeling amongst our competitors, both in and outside of Bogenhafen. There's not many inside of Bogenhafen. Again, you have to be a part of the Merchants Guild. But as things are, people are aware that there's some cooperation going on, but they don't really know who is involved, so they can't openly accuse any of us in that way. It makes it harder for me to have a guess as to who might be targeting us. Quite honestly, it implies that maybe someone within the Ordo has their eyes on a larger prize, as you say yourself.
So you're saying from the outside of this group, it's not known to people outside of this group who is making decisions on what? There's no way to...
It's not as well known who's in this group if you're not in this group.
Okay, got it.
They very much go for secrecy.
Okay.
Is the vibe you're catching.
Well, yeah, who doesn't want, an unknown entity controlling the market?
It's a great question.
To benefit, not the consumer, not the people buying the goods, but the church.
Yeah, right. Otto's not rolling his eyes at all.
You understand then our need for secrecy. There are many who would reap great political and financial damage if they were able to take the entire membership of the Ordo, and some of our junior members might be tempted by those not within the city to do unwell against the Ordo itself in an effort to grab a larger piece of that pie.
So, if that were to happen, how would the Ordo correct an infraction like that?
Whenever anyone from the Ordo tries to overstep, butt out, what's a more colloquial term? Take more, I guess. We tend to self-correct. The Ordo itself being the size that it is, if someone is going against the overarching drive that supports the community, we push back. If we can get folks to concentrate the mind on the thoughts of the community, of the allegiance to the temples and the folks that we actually support, it tends to do a very good job of removing that influence.
Yeah, internal oversight's always unbiased and
never can
partial. Yeah,
be corrupted.
The way you're playing this is great. I
mean, at the end of the day, with 42 different members and 7 governing board members, there's a very easy way to ensure that no one has too far of a piece of the puzzle. At least what I've seen so far. And as the guildmaster here in the community, I'm actually very, very impressed that this has stayed fairly equitable. Obviously, some have done better than others within their particular sectors, but a big portion of that is also the success of those managing directors.
Backpats all around.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. There's still much work to be done. We need to ensure that the Temple of Shalia is funded for at least another 15 years. There's far too much need in that sad state across the river.
Brad, how much has he had to drink?
He had a glass of wine, and he's on his second brandy.
I'm gonna cheers him with what's left of my first brandy.
Okay.
And as soon as I'll just, whatever, to the Ordo, this is lovely what you're doing for the community. Cheers, and then I'm just going to slam it back in hopes that he'll slam his as well.
You slam yours back, and he goes, I'm sorry, is that a cultural thing?
Where I am from, yes. We say something nice. We finish the drink. It's great tradition.
I will hold my brandy up to Margerius and be like, shall we indulge our friend here?
I mean, what is the harm of once? Sure. To great new company, this has been a very enlightening conversation. And I do hope that I've answered your questions. And he throws it back.
I'll throw it back with him.
That is quite warm.
Is his cup empty?
It is.
I'll make my way around the table and fill his cup for him.
He allows it.
Drink
has
up,
has anyone within the Ordo recently come across a string of bad luck or conversely good luck?
No, I mean, most of the Ordo have all been either doing well or doing poorly based on many different things. The Ordo itself, well, and he pauses and he goes, we had a family that had a loss, but the Order did not exist yet at that time. So I cannot imagine or think of any time or anyone that is doing significantly better or worse than others at this time.
Okay, I kind of nod and take note of that, and then in my head I'm just comparing what the counselor prior to Tugin said again. Sure. Find his name right now. And how the Tugins had a bad run for 20 years and then came back out of it. But
yeah.
After Johannes's brother died, he came back and took over the business, and now they're suddenly doing quite well, and the Steinhagers were almost the number one family for a short period.
Yeah, Magistrate Richter, that was the guy that told us that.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
I guess I'll piggyback on that a little bit, and like, out of any of these people, is anybody showing, I guess, concerning ambitions, in his opinion?
No. I don't think there's any concerning ambitions. I mean, we are people. Everyone wishes to improve their lot in life, improve their stars, but no, we have at least nothing I've seen of concerning ambitions where one would undermine the many for their own gain. It'd be very easy to do. We do watch for that very religiously.
What about the Steinhagers recently picking up some of the wine trade? Do the Hagens not have something to say about that?
The Hagens did not mind. The Steinhagers had a pre-negotiated contract with an old vendor of theirs who had hauled goods for them in the past, and the Hagens had no need to worry about that. As to quote them at the last meeting, they make enough off the wine as it is, they don't need more.
Don't I believe that? That's out of character. When has the merchant ever said, I'm good, I don't need more money?
Forgive me. We have a nice understanding of how the Ordo works, but we have nothing to go on who may be targeting them. What would you suggest that we do for Tugan in this matter?
I don't know what Tugan wishes for you to do. He wished for me to teach you about the Ordo itself, and I've shared what we share with the public, and beyond that, there's not much more to be said, unfortunately. As for how to help him, perhaps it'd be best to go talk to him again. I'm not sure.
How many members of the Ordo live in Bogenhaven?
49.
All 49 are within Bogenhaven. Okay. Do you have a list of these members, or...?
We do.
Do you want to give that to us?
Absolutely not. I thought that was very clear based on the idea that I was to tell you of the Ordo and nothing more.
So you guys plan to take care of this in-house then, and we are on the outside?
I would assume that is the case, but I don't know. I would go talk to Counselor Tugan. Perhaps he has a task for you. My role is to teach.
Well, that is the one piece of information we actually need, so...
Which piece is that? The list of the Ordo?
How are we supposed to investigate if we do not have a list of suspects?
Well, again, I do not know that Counselor Tugan wished for you to investigate. I was here to teach you about the Ordo itself. I would return to the Counselor himself and see if he has a task for you.
I see. Perhaps we should just enjoy our meal then.
Oh, I very much enjoyed it. You've been wonderful company. And he looks at the decanter. He goes,
"Says you." And I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna cheers him again, and I'm gonna pound it.
As you pound it again, he goes, "Your customs are very intriguing
and fun. Do not forget the fun."
He throws it back and he goes, I think that is enough for me for this evening. I'll take the check, please." And the porter comes over and they whisper a bit. All 5 of you, give me a perception at a -10.
Ooh, I rolled something.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
31.
Hey, now.
4 under 32.
Look at those.
-2.
32 against 32.
15 under 26.
Okay. Otto, what'd you say?
-2.
Okay. So Otto and Kroppa, y'all don't hear this. Sigmund and Luca, you barely hear this. And Berkey, I don't know how you're honed in on him. Maybe you're just so frustrated he didn't give you that list. But you hear it perfectly. Maybe you're just highly focused. I don't know.
Perfectly chill.
But the point is, the porter comes over, the butler, speaks with the guildmaster, and you hear him say, "Oh yeah, 25 crowns for the meal." And Magirius goes, "What? Yeah, just put it on my tab. That's fine." All right. He looks at me and goes, How much was the brandy this time?" He goes, "Oh, well, you did order the Estalian brandy, so that was 12 crowns of it." "Oh, that makes sense. All right, yeah. Just throw it in the house. It's fine." Gentlemen, this has been an absolute pleasure. I very much appreciated this meal. And he looks to you, Luke, and he goes, "Please enjoy the rest of that brandy. I can have no more. Very, very fine Estalian brandy." And he looks at the porter. He goes, "Actually, we're taking the decanter, the whole thing." You just charge it.
Okay, how much is left in the decanter?
Half of it.
I'm going to pour that into my flask, if that's cool.
Your flask will not fit what's left in that decanter.
I will
pour as much as my flask will fit.
Okay.
I'll take whatever.
Oh, wait, I have a
he
water
doesn't.
skin.
You
Damn,
do.
we're doggy bagging.
I'm gonna put it in the water
I'm
skin.
going to re-highlight that Friedrich just looked at the porter and said, we're taking the decanter.
I'm just going to take the decanter.
Okay, is a decanter something you can? This is something
it's
we
a
can
bottle.
actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a bottle.
Okay.
I've got 4 of them on my desk.
Put
It's a bottle
it
with
in
a
your
stopper
inventory
top.
then.
There's 2 different types of decanters. There's this
Yeah,
one
it
is
was-
is one with a bottle stop.
Yeah, I was thinking different. So all right.
Not the wine aeration decanters that just pour. This one has a top. So
Okay.
yeah, you guys have a wine decanter with half a bottle of Estalian brandy in it.
Worth 6 crown, evidently.
It's worth about 6 crown of what's left in it. Sure.
Who wants to sell it?
I
You're
wanna
not
keep it.
Wolfheart anymore, Otto.
Yeah, I don't
want
say
to keep
that. Wolfheart's just sneaking back in here.
Whispers from the grave. Where's the necromancer?
Is it in your
All right.
inventory, Justin?
Yas.
All right.
I'm
So,
gonna
gentlemen-
mark it as worth 6 for the moment.
By the time this meal ends and you walk out, Luca especially, I need another consume alcohol test.
That's fine. I'm
This
ready to
one,
walk back to Schaffenfest.
This one's going to be hard -20
Why?
because you shot 2 entire glasses of
I
Estalian
only
brandy.
did one, but whatever.
Berkey, I didn't tell you that you had a -20. I told Luca he
I'm
had
just
a
making
-20.
sure it's clear.
Oh yeah.
You,
I'm
my
failing
friend.
this.
Wanted none of that smoke.
You, my friend, have a difficult -10, Berkey.
Yeah,
Not
that's
too bad. I don't think I'm rolling better than that, so I'm leaving it.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Wait. Well, never mind. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Your skills that are impacted by consume alcohol, which is weapon skill, ballistic skill, all of those are all -20. And per the house ruling, you gain 2 additional successes on
Sure
charm
do.
tests. I'm sorry, you gain +20 to your charm and social rolls.
well. I would have rolled a 71, except I'm a carouser, so it's a 17
Nice.
under 33.
Very nice.
Am I?
Segment, nice, perfect.
We all. That's right.
Oh no, Crappa, you're good because you said you weren't drinking any more brandy to avoid the negatives, so you're
Okay.
good.
Oh, I don't.
I know
just
you're not
have
drinking
them.
it either. So it was just Sigmund, Berkey, and Luca due to them consuming and continuing to consume.
Worth it.
I do enjoy a good time.
Yeah. So Magirius begins to basically stumble slightly out of the front door. He is definitively drunk, and
Sick.
he looks at you all again. He goes, "Again, phenomenal time. I'm going back to my office."
I'm just going to be shaking his hand all the way out the door. I'll actually kind of follow him out a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just kind of start singing with him outside if he wants to.
Get a little
Okay.
chummy.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah,
Hell
brother.
yeah, brother.
Brother.
We get outside and we're out of earshot of him. I'm going to tell the rest, turn to the fire and be like, I don't believe a goddamn word he said about them. They're probably doing it themselves.
I think he was. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
I think he just doesn't know shit.
You don't think it's a setup? You think it's actually them doing it?
Yeah.
What
I
would
think-
be the purpose of them summoning demons? I guess though
Or
would be
personal gain.
okay.
Making a
Do
deal with the
demons
devil
make
type
deals?
of thing.
Okay.
People do it all the
This-
time and for personal improprieties.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like, hey, I'm gonna hold on to all the water and then turn up the heat in the room,
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
type thing. So, I don't know. I hated every moment of that dinner.
I loved every sip of
I
brandy.
enjoyed it. And I'm gonna go tell a story at Schaffenfest because it looks like the sun's getting a little low at 5 o'clock.
Sun's getting a little low.
So I don't know what you guys are doing, but Luca's drunk ass is definitely going to the Schaffenfest.
Dunking my face in a water trough and then I'll follow you to Schoppenfest.
Okay.
I'm trying to purposely sober up.
He didn't really give us anything to follow up on other than talk to Tugan again. So
Actually, when we were
Bullshit.
leaving and as he's starting to get out of eye line. Where is Margerius headed? Like
Going right back to the Merchants Guild.
Oh, he's just going straight.
He's
back
going
to the guild.
straight back across the street.
Drunk.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's kind of doing the slight swagger walk.
Well, and it may not be that he's not. He just might not be knowingly involved in what's going on.
He gave us a very business forward answer.
Yeah.
So
He's trying to
that was a
detour us
political
off
answer.
Or he truly doesn't know, and it's certain actors who are trying to maneuver on him or his crew or whatever it is.
I'm going to skate into the Merchants Guild and go to that front desk guy again, if he's still there.
He's there.
Just be like, didn't want you to feel left out, friend. Brought you a little bit of something, and I'm going to hold up the decanter if you got a glass.
Oh.
That's nice.
I thank you. And he pulls a very small glass out from under his desk. He goes, I would love a small nip. Thank you very much.
I'll pour him a small nip. Tell me about yourself.
My name is Desk Clerk. I am a desk clerk. I work in the Merchants Guild as a desk.
You know, a man in your very astute position must see many things around this guild hall.
Sure.
Do you enjoy working here?
No. I hate it.
What? Well, that is surprising. You do your job very well for one who hates his job.
I'm good with coins. I'm good at not letting people back. It's not fun, but pays the bills.
And you get your eyes on all the ledgers and logs.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I just take track of one portion of the business.
I see. But you know who comes and goes, surely.
Sure, of course.
I don't suppose you keep a list of the comings and goings.
No, of course not. I mean, as long as they're a guild member, they have free reign to come and go as they please.
But you know who the guild members are.
Of course I know who the guild members are. Yes, my job is to keep track of all the guild members, make sure they pay their fees and dues.
I look around conspiratorially. I go, this is on the down low, but we are on a mission of sorts to ensure the safety of all of the members. However, I do not have a solid list, and part of our job is to collect that list. And if you already have a list of members, it would be of much use to the Ordo if you could provide that.
Well, friend, I appreciate this delicious nip of brandy, and I appreciate this conversation. However, Guildmaster Magirius has already left note that you were probably going to be asking for such a list, and to tell you in no uncertain terms that the list is not to be shared.
To be fair, I did not ask him for a list of guild members. I asked him for a list of the Ordo, and I am not interested in that at this point in time.
Understood. Unfortunately, he did add to that you would probably say that exact same thing. And that neither
How
list...
convenient that his
very
drunken
convenient.
self would possibly think to...
And have the time to even do that.
Good lord. All right, fine. Well, it was nice to meet your acquaintance, desk clerk.
Very nice to meet you. I am the desk clerk.
Very chaotic level of precognition going on here.
Suspiciously well informed. Desk
Or we all just got taken to the train station.
Suspiciously precognitive for someone so drunk.
Drunk and stumbling.
Plied with 12 gold
Clearly chaos
Whiskey.
cultist.
Clearly
First
the GM
to
has
die.
no such list prepared.
I'll say, send Otto in after him.
Report to watch.
Set him up with a Warhammer hat fitting, huh?
So all jokes aside, though, Berkey, if with that conversation, he doesn't have a list available.
I'm just trying to find more leads for people for us to follow up with, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I understand.
I mean, honestly, the Steinhager fella having his initials on a handkerchief that we found down there is either somebody trying to further point fingers or something worth following up on.
Yeah, that's true. One last question for the desk clerk. I heard a
Desk
rumor
clerk, yes.
recently of a skeleton found in one of the warehouses down by the river. You would not happen to know which warehouse that was. There was quite an interesting rumor I heard recently.
Actually, yes. Yes. It was one of the... let me see.
He was crushed to death, wasn't he?
He starts looking through a list of papers, and he's going, it was one of the... Was it one of Tugin's?
Just smashed to bits is what
he looks up and he says, well, it does appear that it was a warehouse rented by the Steinhagers from Tugin. He gives you a generic warehouse 115 kind of number.
Okay. Interesting. Perhaps I will go take a look and see if there's any remnants. I'm quite curious about that. Thank you.
I'm glad that could help at least.
Have a lovely evening.
You too.
Did before he ends, did the Steinhagers say what they were renting the property for?
I would assume with all the other warehouses they rent just for storage of their goods.
Well, but what goods? Which goods?
Well, so the Steinhagers trade predominantly in minerals and metals. So they bring them into the city and then either craft them or trade them off. They rent large numbers of warehouses from the Tugans to do so.
All right.
Well, Brad, I'm going to be working on lines and story tales and things like that to
I love it.
Put in my mind what I'm going to...
I think, if anything, I don't know if the party's going to want to do, because I know we're going back to the shopping fest for Lucas' stuff. I think maybe tonight might be worth checking out the Steinhagers' warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we can figure out where Majarius goes.
I just followed him into the merchant
No,
guild.
I know, but after he leaves.
Oh, that's fair.
Good, because, I mean, it might be worth just...
We could just split the party.
Yeah.
Split the party.
I can shadow Margerius if you guys want to head to the...
That seems like a decent idea. The only thing is, how do we catch back up with you?
Well, I can head to
guess
the
you
warehouse
can find
once
us.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if anything, Otto might want to just go watch the warehouse early ahead of time, just keep an eye on it type of thing. Just because something seems weird about it. And don't necessarily need to go to the shopping fest.
You guys
Well,
could also go ask was it Malthusius? Is that the one?
Malthusius.
Just ask if his goblin was ever returned. Like, did anybody follow up on this? Did somebody bring a body and claim it? Whatever.
Well, and I'll go with you, Luca, but peel off, and I can try and track him down and ask.
Yeah,
because
we
he's
can
still
start
at the
4 different
shopping
stories.
Split the party.
No, I mean,
Really
we would be
split.
essentially together. I mean,
Yeah, basically. But I mean, seriously, did somebody come to you for this? I mean, it's worth asking. We're going to be there anyway.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Steinhager,
Okay.
Majarius,
Okay.
Warehouse,
Okay.
Goblin.
Okay. In that order?
Well, no, just those. I mean, that's what we got right now, right?
If we can't hit all of them separately and get all of them done, we're splitting the party.
So it is.
Perhaps the 2 who can fight should do the tail in the warehouse, and the
That's,
2
I think,
that.
the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have one additional person that we can send either place as a runner between things or what.
I got a story to tell. So
I cannot run.
Actually,
Even
Segment,
more so.
you should just go with Luca and Krappa just because you 3 basically can't fight and 3 of you together is better than 1.
Correct.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yep.
And I don't want to
Okay.
do the tailing, so I'm not going to.
Where's the sun at, Brad? Where's the sun
I
at?
think.
Clock's updated. 5:30. Get about an hour
He's
till
keeping it
sunset.
updated now. Alex has nothing to gripe about.
So,
Dude, I'm not
if
missing
I'm
it.
hearing this correct, you have 4 different things you want to look into.
Yes.
It sounds like splitting the party is definitively happening because Luca wants to go to the Schaffenfest.
We can't get it all
Krappa
done.
And Sigmund.
Otherwise.
You're doing all 4 of these things in a night, right?
Yep.
Okay. Who's going to go talk to I'm sorry, Magirius. Were you shadowing him or tailing him or?
I'm shadowing Magirius. Otto's going to the warehouse.
Okay.
Sigmund, Luca, and Krappa are going to talk to...
Got that part.
Malthusius.
And then Luca is very adamant he wants to do his performance.
Right, and they're going to do that while they're over there.
So all four of those are the four. There's nothing else.
I believe so.
Correct.
Okay. So Berkey, to make sure I follow your step, you are going to try to
something about the Steinhagers, but I think we can do that another.
The Steinhager have the warehouse. That's where Otto's going.
Yeah.
It's kind of a double. Okay.
One thing to decide on when we ask Malthusius about the goblin, when he says no, the goblin hasn't been returned, what do we want to tell him?
We don't have to tell him anything. We're just following up, right?
Well, right.
Yeah.
We don't have to tell him anything. Is there something we would want to tell him? One of those storylines. We found it crushed under a crate. We found it in an old
I
box
think
or
we
wherever
want
we
to
found
see
it.
what he says.
For sure.
Right. So, like, if he shows his hand by saying, like, oh, yeah, it was found crushed under a crate in that warehouse, right?
Okay.
Then we know he's
All right.
looped in potentially, or
If nobody's found it, we don't have a body anymore. I mean, we could tell them,
hey, we're still looking.
yeah, or
Okay.
be nice if we still had the skeleton, but I don't think we do.
You do not. You left it with
Berkey
Richter.
dispose of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Luca, Krappa, Sigmund, Malthusius, and the Schaffenfest. Berkey, Magirius, who is back in the guild hall. How do you want to shadow him? What's your general thought? Are you going to stake out the building and wait, or what are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I know? Does he sleep there?
You
is
don't know that.
Okay.
I would say it's safe to assume he doesn't. Most guild halls are just offices, which, I mean, like a politician, he could sleep in it, but maybe not.
Then yes, I'm basically just staking it out front, or yeah, so I can see the entrance if there's only one, or I will try and like do a circuit kind of, but without I'm not just gonna pace around the whole fucking building every 2 seconds like a fucking wolf circling. I'm gonna move down.
The guild hall itself has the main entrance, and there's one ulterior side entrance. You can see them both from a corner if you just stand there.
Okay, I'm just gonna lean against a wall in a shadow if there's one. So
okay, you lean against a wall in the shadows for now. Sigmund, Krappa, Luca, you begin to make your way to the Schaffenfest. Otto, you begin to make your way to warehouse generic number 115. I think I said.
Yep.
Yeah, you said 115.
All right, boys. What do we want? You want the warehouse first or the Schaffenfest first?
Whatever, man.
Schaffenfest, it'll be fun.
Schaffenfest,
Yeah,
yes.
let's do that.
The three of you make your way into the Schaffenfest, and with the sun setting, the sky is beginning to turn that beautiful kind of pinkish purple right at sunset, where it's like kind of that nice cotton candy sky feel, right?
Yes.
The air, because this is late, actually early spring, the air is very crisp, very cool, breath steaming. The smells of festival foods assail your noses, and the sound of people babbling and chattering just is louder and louder the closer you get. Schaffenfest. Luca, you had mentioned you wanted to go to a fortune teller. You wanted to do your...
Let's do the goblin and
straight
try
to
to get to the
Malthusius?
performance. Yeah.
Okay, Krappa, Sigmund, anything else you guys want to add to that list, or just go to Malthusius?
Nope, we can go right to him.
Okay.
If there's
You
a
make
lull,
your-
I'll do the fortune teller. But
I got you.
Yeah.
You make your way back looking for Malthusius. Honestly, it's not hard to find him. He's sitting right outside of his... He's sitting right outside of his circle, and he's just kind of lingering. They're obviously not in the middle of a show. There's nothing going on at this point, and he sees all of you. And as you come over, he looks to you, goes, "Oh, good. Sorry. Well, hello again. Any good luck finding anything about my goblin?"
are you saying you haven't had anybody find it yet?
I'm saying that I have been told that my goblin was crushed, and that they won't give me the body back.
Who
Makes
won't
no
give you the body
sense.
back?
And who's they?
The town council, Richter, told me that they they found the body crushed in a warehouse.
Ah, but he didn't say who found the body.
No, of course not.
So you're a dead end.
Well, no, I'm telling you what I know. That I was told that they did their best to find the body of my goblin, and I was told that it was killed in a warehouse when a box fell on it. But I get that no one would want to take it alive. People are probably afraid of it. I mean, I could barely coerce you 5 to take it alive. But I don't understand why the clerk and Tugin and Richter won't give me the body back. I could at least stuff it.
That is very strange. They didn't even tell you which warehouse it was found in.
They just said it was a warehouse down by the Ostamdan. There's 100 of them. Could have been any of them. It's just, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know why they wouldn't. Like, what would they do? Throw it in the river?
Right, what would they have? Why would they need the body? Almost seems as if maybe they didn't even find it. Am I right? And I'll just kind of tilt down.
I don't know. I don't know.
You seem disappointed
Well,
that you didn't get it.
Of course I'm disappointed. I mean, can you imagine? Look, a 3-legged goblin? That's a draw and a half for a couple pennies a person. But at least a stuffed 3-legged goblin? Safer, easier, not going to run away. Still draws a penny. It's just very disappointing. It was one of my best attractions. One of them. We still have the others. I don't know what else to tell you, unfortunately.
Unless you guys got something, I'm pat him on the shoulder. Sorry for your loss.
Who from the council did you speak to?
I didn't speak to anyone from the council. I spoke to the clerk at the town hall.
Okay.
Slightly older guy, kind of talks a bit like this. Yeah, a little bit.
I know the type.
But he just said that they would not be turning over the body. And I was baffled by that.
What a terrible thing.
Submitting for compensation, right, Sigmund? That would be what you would do if they if property's stolen at this point.
There's an argument for lost wages there.
Would you like to help me make that argument? Because I've attempted to submit for payment, and I have been denied every time.
Who did you go through to do that?
Well, I spoke to the clerk, who spoke to the council, who...
Oh, okay.
Told me in no uncertain terms I was never going to receive compensation for my goblin.
My bad. I thought he was saying that he already petitioned a lawyer.
No. Can't afford a lawyer. Far too... I mean, look at my humble traveling circus, for lack of a better term.
It looks pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. We have some very great creatures within.
If anybody could help you, it would certainly be Sigmund. Right, Sigmund?
When I have the time, I would draft up a memorandum outlining his potential loss in income from not having this exhibit.
Okay.
And that essentially outlining 2 courses of him being compensated, right? Either A, they forfeit the potential income he could have earned, or they produce the body.
Okay. When you have time, that'll be on your list of things to do. Obviously not at this exact moment.
Right,
but
not right now. But
totally understand.
Yes, I would do that for him.
Okay. Well, if you made comment of that, he would, mention that he would appreciate it if you have time, but, fully understands that you're a busy man.
Okay. Well, I'm going to the Slovenian, so whatever.
Guess we're seeing a show.
You make your way over to the
Hell yeah.
Slovenians, Luca. And Luca, as you make your way to the Slovenians, this conversation with Malthusius and the travel time having taken a bit, it's now the nice resounding 6:15 hour. Otto, you've been picking your way through town, finding your way over to, I'm going to give this a much better number than 115 because that just sounds so ridiculous, guy. Warehouse 42.
Okay.
You find yourself outside a standard stereotypical warehouse, stretching 75 feet long, 25 feet wide, 30 feet tall. It is one of dozens that you see looking up and down the Ostendam, every one of them lined up and available for storage. Most of them don't have any kind of ornamentation except for a number on them. But you find yourself outside the one where you were told the goblin had been crushed. Sigmund, Krappa, Luca, you make your way towards the stage of the Sylvanians, and you see as a roaring bonfire is lit in front of the stage, and they are atop the stage doing an act from a Detlef Sief play, where a very famous Empire playwright, and they're going through all of the different scenes and the acts and the lines, and there's a small crowd of about 25 watching them, sitting in their small chairs. You can see a bit of it, but the vast majority of it is hidden by large canvas walls that have been arced up to make people want to pay to go in to sit and watch. Berkey. 6:15. Still no Sigmarius. The sun goes down. The moon rises, a faint whitish glow, overpowered by the much larger, full light of Moorsleep. Small moon. The green moon. The moon that, as you turn your eyes to it, looks and seems to have craters within that create a leering face looking down at this town. Two huge crater eyes and a weirdly smiling line of craters along the wall of along the bottom of the Moorsleep shape. And it looms over the city, staring down. Weirdly large. Larger than it's been before. And that's where we're going to leave off. You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I knew Moorsleep had to make an appearance at some point.
Yeah, I knew you were never going to let me perform.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. You needed to understand that the moon is full, and it's larger, and it's just staring down. Mike, you're muted.
So this is going to be a whole pick a destiny thing for you, dude. You fighting demons and shit while you're twanging away.
Each of you, gentlemen, are going to gain 25 experience.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
For pursuing some of these leads, crossing off a few other leads, and creating a pretty solid list of 4 additional items you needed to hit. From talking to Malthusius to meeting with Sigmarius and everything else in between. So 25 experience to each of you. And for everyone listening along at home, thank you so much for joining us. If you like what you heard, hit like and subscribe here on YouTube to help us continue to grow. We really appreciate it. If you really like what you heard, head over to deadsunsco.com. You can get access to our Discord, access to anything we've ever played or reviewed. And thank you in advance, in behind, just overall, to everyone who supports us on Patreon. If you wish to, you can head over to patreon.com/DeadSunsCompany and help us keep the lights on, as well as help to create these really fun content pieces and shows that we can share with all of you. Shout out to Dark Forge Media for making our intro video, sponsoring the entirety of Enemy and Shadows and more. And again, Baron of Dice, use the code DeadSuns to get 5% off your order. We don't get anything. You get everything. Just like Alex got a very large green Moorsleep moon to end this session tonight. So with that, we're Dead Suns Company. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you for episode 39.